Hello and welcome to episode 25 of Series 5 of Master League Story Mode. And there they are, our boys, Mason Mount and Maxi Romero, celebrating after a fairy tale ending to the season. As it says there, let's look at that again. Oh, look at that. That dressing room is pumping, no doubt about it. And yeah, they deserve to be celebrating. What an end to the season it was. What a last episode of the season it was. Sneaking it on the final day on goal difference. Pretty impressive stuff. Maxi Romero finishing the season with 44 goals. But it was tinged with a bit of disappointment when we saw how much money we were going to be getting for getting into the Premier League. Yep, Leeds United, although we thought the management of this club was starting to turn a corner, starting to be a little bit better than some of the clown shows that have been there over the past decade. Nope, turns out they're not going to reinvest, which is difficult, very difficult for Marcelo Bielsa. He's going to lose Isla, his lone player at the end of the season, and there's definitely a huge amount of strengthening that needs to be done before the Premier League. But we haven't quite finished this season yet, so we'll go through, look at the season stats, and then we'll have a look at our side, look at where we need to strengthen, who we might have to sell. That's certainly going to be a feature of this episode. And yeah, and then just we'll go a bit of the way through. I don't think we're going to get any games today, so it's going to be a transfer only episode. So if you're not interested in that, then switch off now. If you are, then buckle in, because it's one of those. But before we get any further, I do have to make an official PES Story Mode announcement, and this is it's a tricky one to make, but it has to be done. Basically, at the end of next week, I'm moving house. Well, I'm starting the process of moving house. So we're moving all of our stuff out of our house we're in now, and we are staying with the in-laws, my wife's mother and father, for 2, maybe 3 weeks until our new house is finished and we can move into that. So during that time, which is basically going to be end of November into mid-December, mid to late December, episodes are going to be difficult for me to record. I'm going to keep trying. Of course I am. Hopefully I'll get a setup at the in-laws. Hopefully I can edit at the time of night that I need to, which is probably going to be the problem. But just as a warning, over the next month, episodes might be a little sporadic. They might just come out when they come out. There might not be as many in a week as there should be. It's going to be a shame, it is. I know a lot of you want more episodes. What I can say is, though, the new house I'm moving into has excellent space for a studio, which I don't have now. I'm in a spare bedroom, but I'm going to have a garage all to myself that I can turn into a studio, and that will give me an opportunity to edit through the night, to do stuff, not wake my daughter up, that sort of thing. So in theory, eventually this will mean more videos, but for now we're going to have to take the hit. So thank you for your patience during this trying time. Let's keep cracking on, shall we? Let's finish this season off. And yeah, we've got some bits to be done. So with Maxi Romero already a favourite player, I think it's going to have to be Mason Mount. I think we can still get a lot out of him. He has to play in that attacking midfield position next season. Yeah, but we'll add him into Bielsa's official boys list. And then actually, before we go any further, we're going to have to be quite ruthless here. We know how much salary we've got. Currently, we're on minus £483,000 salary. Our transfer budget's okay. Once we start selling some players, that's not going to be an issue. But we need to slim down our already bloated salary budget. So we need to really just take a look and see who our highest salary players are and see if we can do without them. Well, the first one, obviously, is Georges Kevin. He had a great season. I don't think Nkudu could ever be considered to be a disappointment in our championship winning, promotion winning season, but he is being paid 1.6 million a year, and that's not going to go down. So I think maybe we take the 8.7 million from China or wherever that is and do a runner. Looks like we could pick it up to 9.1. Is that worth it for an extra 400,000? Yeah, quite possibly. So we'll try that. Romero, Mount, Manoni. Well, Manoni could be on his way out if we're going to buy a new keeper, and I think there would be riots in the street if we didn't, considering how... Although Manoni was great end of the season, he really was. Really came into his own, but a 5.6 average rating sort of shows you that he didn't have that great a season. He is 31 years old. He's not getting any better. He is in decline, so he needs to be improved upon. And if so, then we can sell him and we can recoup some of that 1.4 million salary he's got. I'm sure we can get a second keeper if we need one with a lower salary than that, or we could just not and stick with Peacock Farrell as the option there. He is a homegrown player though, so that is going to affect us. We'll do that count in a second. Janssen, a lot of you think we need to replace him, but I love Big Pontus. He's got a bit of time left before he starts declining. I think he's got another season in him. It would be a shame not to take him to the Prem. Kobos, obviously, he stays. Again, not getting much better, but he's been so dependable, and he's definitely got some life in him yet. Cooper, well, that's definitely one we can get rid of. He is on a far bigger salary than he needs to be. He is also a homegrown player though, so we're going to have to try and replace with other homegrown players. Martinez, I like him. He's very versatile, good centre-back. Can also play in Pizarro's position if needed. Big Matty, 674,000. It's not a lot. And he has been a useful substitute player for us. Got a few sides interested in him. He's already on the transfer list, so we'll see if anything happens there. And I think Big PT Pablo, although we love him, probably don't need him. Brunetta, what a player he is, and only on 500,000 salary. That's exactly what we want to keep him on, so we'll leave that. He wants a new salary, and he does have a small release fee in his current one. It runs until 2021, so I don't think we need to really do anything about that. Ayling, we're going to have to keep Ayling or Cooper. We're going to be really running low on homegrown talent. And then we can't really sell any of these ones at the bottom because we need them for the homegrown rule. We need to keep 8 homegrown players. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at the moment. So we can only sell 1 of Cooper or who was the other one? Manoni, without buying in a homegrown player. So definitely got to keep that in our mind, but that's that's something to look at. Quick reminder of what the scout has got for us. Well, we are definitely looking for a striker. I think in order of preference at the moment, it's going to go Isla replacement. That is number 1. Have to get that sorted. And then for me, it is a centre forward. Because if Maxi Romero gets injured or anything happens to him or his form dips, then we basically will not have a centre forward to play in his position. And that cannot be allowed to happen. I like the look of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. 78 rated, only 22 years old. As someone pointed out in the comments, I do need to go and change his height because he's much taller than 176. So we should be able to get that done. I don't think that is... I think that does still update, doesn't it, in an already started Master League. We're going to put a bid in for him. We'll try and bring him in on a full transfer. Possibly get him for 6.7 million. That'd be alright. That'd be okay. Obviously, the key thing is going to be keeping his salary down, so we'll give him a tasty goal bonus. I think the release fee is just something that everyone wants these days, isn't it? We'll keep that 13 million, that's fine. If we only get him for 6, then that's a pretty decent profit if we do have to sell him. We'll keep it at... Oh, no, we want to give him a longer one because that is what's killing us with these salary renewals. So with all those bonuses, we can maybe do 1.2 mil. If we reduce his release fee slightly, see if we can get that to, 1 million. Yep, that could be doable. We'll give that a go. Fabian Delph would obviously be great in that left wing back position. Yedlin and Fabry. Fabry, have we looked at him? We do need another keeper. We know that. He's 32 years old, so it's sort of the same problem that we've got with Manoni in that he is in decline, but he's already a much better keeper than Manoni. We'll add him to the list. I'm not sure about him. So I think I'm happy with those scouts for now. The vote will be going out to the patrons before the next episode to decide where our next scouting area is. At the moment we're in England. We're sort of... It's probably a good idea to be looking in England, seeing as we need the homegrown players. But we could add in another area, so we could be going Spain or France or somewhere like that. So we'll put some options out. Let me know in the comments where you think the scouts should go, and we can maybe include them as the options for the patrons to vote on. One big question is whether we should try and sign Isla on a permanent contract. We can do that now, or we could look to re-sign him on a loan. His salary's quite high. I don't know if he would be impressed by any sort of clean sheet bonus. Clean sheet bonuses are basically for us. We'll never have to pay them because we never keep clean sheet bonuses. So I've not got a problem with offering him that. Maybe we'll offer him a 2-year contract. Quite expensive, isn't he? We could maybe get him for 1.4 million. Salary, that's a lot. I mean, at the moment it's an unpayable amount. We'll try it. Well, no, we'll leave it for now. We can always go back to his, though. I don't think he's going to be going anywhere. The only problem with him is he is 31 years old and he's certainly not getting any better. Starting to decline. He was an absolute rock for us, there's no doubt about that. But I will reserve judgment on him. So let's just keep cracking on now. We're still not out of June yet. We've got plenty of time left, although it does always fly by a transfer window when you're not expecting it. Mason Mount will become Bielsa's favourite player. Yes, we like that. And there he is. Well, he had a great end to the season. Obviously, a season ruined by injury. But he's always looked good in the number 10 shirt. He's always looked excellent. We need to play him in the middle. There's no doubt about that for me. He has to play there. Brunetta is going to be a bench option if he stays because he can't play anywhere else. And Mason Mount is our first choice attacking midfielder. I'm very much certain on that. So, an extra 23,000 owner bonus into the salary budget. That is taking the fucking... That is ridiculous. I almost wouldn't give that back. In fact, take it back. I don't want it. I don't want it. That is a disgrace. That is an insult. So our club ranking has been updated, and well, we've been invited to the Champions Cup. Hopefully the Champions Cup is somewhere that we can get a bit of salary budget from. We'd have to probably win it, I imagine, but that does give us an opportunity before transfer deadline day just to maybe give ourselves a little bit of a boost. So that's a positive in what has been quite a negative build-up to this episode. Thinking, how are we going to sign the players we need? And what's the scout got for us now? Another centre midfielder, Tom Kearney from Fulham. He's a good all-rounder. But we don't need a pure central midfielder. We're looking to get some Delphs basically scouted for us, some wing-backs, but they're few and far between on the right. We struggled to find one in the whole of Argentina. If the scout finds us one through looking for a central midfield utility player, then that will be some sort of miracle. So Calvert-Lewin has broken down. That's a shame. We can always renegotiate there. Derby County have offered us the manager's position. No thanks. Why would we want to do that? And Nkudu's negotiations are going well, so I think we can probably sell him, can't we? It's going to be a shame just to get rid of him, but if we have to, we will. Luckily, no other team's in contact with Calvert-Lewin, but we've probably missed that initial opportunity to get him at a good price, so we may have to lose him. That's unfortunate. So we're in now to the final day of a triumphant season for Leeds United. I mean, I'm emotional just thinking about it. This band of brothers who overcame such hurdles and hardships to take it all the way to the final day and somehow come away with a win is quite special. And it's a season that will go down in the memory for Master League Story Mode. It's been a massive one. 44 goals for Maxi Romero is quite incredible. And now we get a chance to look at the team instructions for the whole of 2018. These are really interesting. Attacking wise, obviously I think we're set to counter-attack, but possession is normally what we end up playing because we have so much of the ball. Right in the middle of short pass and long passes, just about right for a Bielsa strategy. It's pragmatic really. Long passes, especially low long passes out wide to the wing or even in the air, certainly a part of it, but also the short cutting passes through the centre as we look to break with purpose. So right in the middle, just about right. Defensively, we're slightly more aggressive than conservative. That works fine. Maybe the frontline pressure isn't high enough, which is surprising seeing as we're aggressive and we have gegenpress on. We're average 55% possession for the season. That's all right. That's okay. 1.2 saves a game. Doesn't sound many though, does it? That seems like a very small average. So where have we conceded our goals? Well, mostly in the 76th minute. I mean, we are pushing our players to their physical limit. So you would expect with this sort of tactic that you would get hit late on, and that seems to be shown in the stats. And it's through balls. Well, we know that. We know that's a problem. But it's also through balls that we've been scoring from. Spread out a little bit more, but yeah, that's where we tend to be getting them. And we tend to be getting them just before the end of the first half, but that seems like a pretty even spread as well. So interesting, looking at the rankings for the season, Isla is at the top of a lot of them. I mean, he does some good efficient work down that right hand side, sees a lot of the ball. His passing accuracy is up there. Pizarro's 87, that's massive from that position. He is very efficient, also great on the ball. Pizarro standing out, cross dribbling and passing. Passes received, well, Maxi Romero gets a lot of, and we know that, but then you can see Isla and Kobos, those roles are so vital. So if we do bring Isla back in or we buy someone else there, that needs to be, really is, our absolute priority signing. That's where we need to be flashing the big bucks if needed. In terms of shooting, Maxi Romero finishes the season on 32% success rate. That is impressive. That is a success rate that could win us any league if we keep him firing at that rate. Nkudu, pretty good. He popped up with 7 goals. Kobos and Mount just below him. Yeah, nothing too exciting there. Now aerial battles won. Now Bernardo and Martinez have had great patches of form at the end of the season, but look at that, Pontus Jansson. More than double Bernardo's aerial battles won. He's been an absolute tower in the centre there. Yes, it's a defence that ships a lot of goals, but not really because of aerial battles won. Tackles won, obviously Jansson right up there. Pizarro winning the ball back in the centre of the pitch. Ayling, who didn't play many games, with quite a lot of tackles won. That's interesting. And we will go up, and it was Derby County go up through the playoffs. Very impressive there. Swansea City, as we know, just missed out on winning the league to us. And Bournemouth, Watford and Leicester City go down. Wow, that is disappointing for Leicester. What an up and down time they have had in the last 10 years or 5 or 6 years or however many years it is. And we move now into the 2019-2020 season. What ridiculous aims will we be given by the owner, who has given us no money, let's not forget. Let's find out. Are we going to find out now? Oh, no, actually, they have given us an extra 159,000 into the salary budget, but that comes from gate receipts. Is that gate receipts for the whole season? That can't be right. We lost 40,000 through contract option payments. Oh, that's just for June. That's just for June. We needed that, though. Down to 300,000. It's a bit better. Oh, we haven't been given the missions yet, but I'm sure they will be ridiculous. Quick look in the negotiations. I think, yeah, that's fine. 9.1 million for a 7 million market value player. And yeah, we can get that 1.6 million salary budget off the books. So yeah, let's do that. Georges Kevin, it's been nice knowing you, but unfortunately, in these cash-strapped times, you were the one who had to go first. So that is our first sale of the summer. It takes us up into positive salary budget for the first time in a long time. And a pretty positive looking 18 million transfer budget as well. So now we're into July, a few bits we need to get into. I think the big thing is obviously we need to find a free transfer. It's going to be more important than ever before that we find a good one. And the main places that we can look obviously are Argentina and Chile, with that South American connection. So let's see if there's any quality here. Okay, so some 79, 77 rated players. Obviously the eye goes straight to the 79 rated 26-year-old. Can play as a striker, can play anywhere up top really. And as an attacking midfielder, oh, this guy looks good actually. This guy looks really good. Great passer, 75 finishing, 84 speed. Decisive run, long ranger, stamina's a bit low. Could be a starter or a great bench option. Definitely got to put in a bid for him. And the thing is here, we should be able to get him super cheap. We give him a nice, healthy goal bonus. Obviously, we're going to try and give 3-4-year contracts now to stop us having to renegotiate salaries, which has decimated us in the last season. So, yeah, we want to give him a big one there. We'll pull that all the way down to 589,000. That's nice. Make sure it's 100%. Boom. I mean, I don't think we're going to get much better than that. We don't need an attacking midfielder. We do need a centre-back at some point. But, no, I think that's a good option there. We'll just check out Chile. See if there are any good free agents there. Only 45 of them. Pania, 35-year-old fox in the box. Oh, we've got someone who can play the Isla role. 72 rated. We'll put him on the list, but I think Guanca looks like a great option there. Obviously, we still have the loan transfer as a possibility, but we'll try and save that one. Try and, you know, maybe that could be our luxury signing at the end if we've got everything sorted without having to go for a loan. So I think it's time to again look at some of the linked sides to Marcelo Bielsa. I have had a look through some of them recently, but we'll just have another quick burn through. Let's just remind ourselves actually. Yeah, Bernardo has reached 80 overall rating, so 80 is what we're working with now. As we can see, big hole here. Needs to be filled by an Isla replacement. Matty can't play there full time. And at the moment, well, we want Mount there, so we definitely need a left winger, which could be Harrison. Oh, but Nkudu's going, isn't he? So Nkudu's out. So at the moment, we've got Pablo out on the right, Brunetta on the left. I mean, Brunetta has to go. So it's got to be a left winger. And then Harrison on the right, I'd be happy with that. I'm happy to give Harrison a chance in the Prem. Still only 23 years old. He is improving steadily. His passing's still very poor, but he's quick and he makes an impact and we love him like a son. So we keep him in for now. So it could be Guanca out on the left, Mount in the middle. So we need that right wing back position. Maybe another centre back. We need another striker. And yeah, anything else we can find really. Just some more quality on the bench would be great. Oh, and a keeper as well. We've got a lot to do. A lot to get done. So we can set our overall rating at 80. And then we can start going through some of the link sides. First up being Manchester City with that Pep Guardiola link. What have we got in here? Claudio Bravo. No. I mean, Danilo. That would be an upgrade from Isla, certainly. Doesn't look like that's going to happen on a full transfer. What the loan transfer does give us the option of is probably signing a player like him when he maybe wouldn't sign for us normally. I mean, if we look at a normal transfer negotiation, yeah, even if we offered... Well, actually, we could get him for 21 million, apparently. But he doesn't even want to come. Is there any way we could convince him to come? Maybe on a 1 year? Big old clean sheet bonus? No, that's not going to happen. So, actually, it's not the club so much the problem there. It's Danilo himself. Maybe he'd be more open to a loan move. Yeah, maybe he would. 40% chance there. 5 million loan move, though, is a lot. Option to buy. Nope, that's not happening. Well, we can only ask. He would be great. There's no doubt about it. As we said, that's a very important position. He's a good passer. Not a particularly great finisher, but he can win the ball back well. Can play anywhere along the back line. He's a big guy as well. That'd be interesting. Delph, we did have in the scouts, but obviously that's dropped off now. He would be a good... Well, he would challenge Kobos for that position. Zinchenko as well can play there. He would offer an interesting attacking threat, and he's only 23 years old. Pereiro, don't know, no, nothing else there. Okay, so I've had a quick look through a lot of the other linked sides and didn't really find much. Where I did find some interesting options are at Espanyol, a side that obviously Bielsa used to manage. That's the link, that's why we can take a look. And what I came across is two very interesting players in the shape of Scotsman Callum Patterson. So he ticks the homegrown boxes, he ticks the positional box almost perfectly. Right back and central midfield being his two favoured positions. You can also play as a striker, as he is playing for Cardiff at the moment in the Premier League. He's only 25 years old. Passing's okay, he's decent on the ball. 80 header, defensive power 74, good ball winning, 84 speed, 83 explosive power, 84 physical contact and 86 jump. And he's 183 centimetres and he's got 90 stamina. This is our boy. I think we found our man here. Will we be able to sign him? Well, we're going to have to pay 8 million. Or is there anyone that you might like in return? Not anyone we want to sell. 8 million though. We would love Patterson. He would be incredible. 8 million would do it. I'm happy to pay 8 million. We did say this is the position we need to make count. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to do much. We're going to have to offer a small, only 7 million release fee. That is criminal. We'd have to renegotiate that almost straight away. We'll try and offer him 3 years. I mean, 1 million isn't that much really, player salary. That's fine. Oh, we really don't want to have a 7 point. We don't want to have a release fee less than what we paid for him, but he's so good. Maybe if we give him a big old win bonus, we could do that. I'd quite like to get this done actually, so for the sake of 400,000, yeah, that's nice. Oh, we could get that down slightly. That's good, that works. 827,000, 81% chance of signing on a 3-year. That release fee, I'm going to regret that, aren't I? But we want this guy. I really like the look of him. We did also notice their 32-year-old South African keeper. Again, 32 years old, not great, but keepers can go on for a while. Same age pretty much as Vita Minoni, but 3 better in terms of rating. He's not much better. I think what we could do with the keeper though is it might help us to negotiate lower salaries. I think a new player coming in would have a lower salary. We'll add him to the list. Anyway, I'm not 100% sure on him. It's a real shame that Calvert-Lewin didn't go through. Would have liked to have signed him. I don't think we're going to be able to do that. I mean, they'll accept 14 million. We don't have that money now. He really doesn't seem to want to play for us. We can do the whole release fee trick. Give him a big fat goal bonus. Take that out to 3 years. Give him a win bonus. We can maybe get him for 14 million with a 1.6 salary. That'll take him up to right at the top of our player salaries again. That's something we're trying to avoid, isn't it, really? Getting these players in on huge salaries. I don't think we're going to be able to attract him to the club in any other way. We could offer the 11 million. I mean, again, we can't... Oh, these transfer release fees are killing us. Well, we want the option. We do want the option. That's probably not the right option. We're going to hope something else comes up in the centre forward scouting. In fact, that's such a bad bit of negotiation there. Anyway, well, we'll see it out. We'll keep moving. So Danilo and Calvert-Lewin have broken down, and Kudu, as we know, has left the club, and Guanca and Patterson have returned. I think these might be signings that I just go and do. See how it pans out here. Guanca, great, yeah. Free signing, 600,000 salary. 26 years old, so he's got a few years left playing at this level. Great spread of stats, 79 attacking prowess, great ball control. Seems like a no-brainer as a replacement for Nkudu on half the salary and a free transfer. I don't think we're going to get much better in terms of free transfers, so I think we can make our first signing of the season Guanca will come in, the Argentinian coming into as an almost direct replacement for Nkudu. He doesn't particularly offer the electric pace that Nkudu does, but he offers a lot more in terms of a well-rounded attacking game. So playing out on the left, he's left-footed. We like that. So I think that should be a problem. Calvert-Lewin, doesn't look like that's going to happen. Now Patterson. Mets are interested in him as well. Salary's fine. 8 million. Well, it's not fine at the moment. We can't actually afford it right now, but that's not too bad. It's a salary cut. And the release fee is the problem, isn't it? Let me know in the comments what you think about this one. I might put it out to the vote. I might just pull the trigger anyway. Oh, he's exactly the player that we need. He could be really great in that Isla position. Danilo, that didn't go down. That loan bid was maybe a bit audacious for a Manchester City player. But always one that we can go back to. So the scout's got someone special for us. Oh, Divock Origi. That is not a name I've heard in a while. He's still at Liverpool. Well, I mean, we know exactly what Divock Origi will offer us. It's not going to be pretty a lot of the time, but it is going to be efficient and it's going to probably get us goals. He's still only 24 years old. I've always liked Origi in PES. His unwavering balance would be a bit of a concern for me at only 69, but as a good all-round striker, would certainly provide the same sort of threat that Calvert-Lewin would have done. So we'll see what we can get him for. I don't suppose they want any of our players. They wouldn't mind Bernardo, but we're not selling him. So we'll try it for 8.3. As I said, we've got to go 3 years salary. See, another one has to have a release fee. Okay. Well, at least let's have a... Yes, I mean, 13 million release fee on an 8 million transfer is doable. That's not... I don't feel like I'm being robbed by doing that. Giving big goal bonuses out to everyone. I think we'll go with that. What's that? 1.7 salary. That is a big salary as well for a reserve striker. Probably not what we want to be doing if he's not going to be getting consistent minutes. Although, he could start out on the left as well. And on the right. So offers us an option as a winger as well. Certainly got great pace. It's not exactly a good passer, but our wingers do need to step in and score goals, and 81 finishing would certainly help us do that. Really looking for another keeper. I don't know what the scout is doing. Could really do with one soon. So Jack Harrison increases. That's good to see. We do still have a place for him in this side, and he's still improving, even though he is out injured, so he's working hard, doing something. I've bid in for Vito Manoni. That's good. Kobos has had a bid in for him as well. We're not letting him go anywhere at all. He's absolutely key. We've got a keeper, and it is Lossell. That's underwhelming. We'll put a bid in for Fabry just to try and get things moving. That accepts 6.7 million. Oh, the salary! That is a massive salary. What? Well, as we said, we offer the full clean sheet option because that never happens. Give a decent win bonus, and we'll see how far we can get this down. It's a bit better. 2 year for 1.4 mil. All right, we'll try that. 14 mil release fee. That's fine. That's fine. Quick jump back into the advanced search. We are going to have a look at Argentina and Chile in general. So what we do need in a striker is someone who's got a decent finishing. They may not be a first choice striker for us, but we need someone who can come in for Maxi Romero and score goals with the confidence that he does. So I think at least 80 finishing. That leaves us with 10 players under 80 rating who are that good a finisher. We could maybe put in a loan bid for one of these. We had a free agent option. Let's take a look at these. Ferreira, Benfica, 84 finishing, good in the air as well, a little bit slow for my liking. Druisi at Zenit, okay, 80 finish, quick as well. Well, Druisi, how much would he be on a loan? Might be able to loan him for 2.2 million, but he would be a great backup. Well, I will try that. I'm just sort of throwing stuff into the air at the moment. Obviously Martinez would be great. I mean, I can't quite take my eye off him, but we've got to give Maxi Romero a chance. We'd essentially be buying a better player than Maxi Romero and keeping him on the bench, which just wouldn't be worth it even with a loan. So Vito Manoni's bid is 9.3 million for him, and obviously that takes away 1.4 million salary budget. That's very, very tempting. I mean, that's definitely going to happen actually when we find a keeper. We won't do it yet because that would be ridiculously risky. So Origi's negotiations are going well. Let's see how much Liverpool want for him in the end. 8.2 million, and he wants a 1.7 million salary. I just don't think that's worth it. Druisi, our loan option below, is as good a finisher, but it's actually quicker. No, he's not as quick. He's got good kicking power, he's got great balance. He's only 23 years old. I like the look of him. Okay, so Fabry and Druisi are back. I thought that was already done. Okay, and another special player has been found. Oh no, okay, so yeah, it's 6.9, 1.5. Yeah, well, I thought we just saw that. And they want 2 million. Oh no, we hadn't seen that yet. So 2 million loan transfer for Druisi. It's quality, there's no doubt about that. It would be a shame not to be able to sign him, actually. He's only 23 years old. Can play out on the left as well, which is what we need. Can play on the right, so fairly adaptable. I think that'd be a good signing. And then Fulham want 6.9, which we can afford, and 1.5 salary, which we can afford. So I don't think we want to sign Origi, just because his salary is quite high for a second string striker. And Druisi, I think, is the better option. Okay, well, actually, we'll just go forward just a little bit more, just to see if we can line up one more signing for you guys to comment on before the next episode. May well go out to the vote as well. So we'll see if we can line anything else up. See if we hear anything back from the scouts. If not been great, I think we do need to change the scouting area pretty much now, so it's probably a good time to finish. We have found one final good player who's got the leader role as well. Is that the one that gives you the team spirit boost? Okay, it's West Ham's Adrian. He's a good keeper, no doubt about that. He's 32 years old as well. Add him to the list, so please we can go and then compare him to Fabry. How much could we get him for? 5.9 million. That's a bit of a bargain. Bang up that clean sheet bonus. Bang up the win bonus. One more of that. 3 year. I know he won't take a 3 year. But he will come to us potentially for 1.1 million, which should be fine. So we can compare Fabry and Adrian now. Fabry 79 rated, Adrian 78 rated. As it stands, if the deal went through with West Ham as we want it to, then Adrian is a bit cheaper, both transfer fee and salary. Let's take a look and compare the stats. That Adrian cannot do anything else other than be a goalkeeper, which I'm fine with. Obviously, it's the goalkeeping stats we need to be looking at. So goalkeeping, Fabry is higher. Catch, Fabry is higher. Clearing, Adrian slightly better. Reflexes, Adrian better. Coverage, Fabry is better. Bit of a mix, but it does seem like Fabry is the better keeper. Looking at all of those things together, he's got slightly better passing stats as well. They're both 32 years old. Adrian's a little bit taller. Probably not a huge amount in that. So there we have it. These are the options we've got so far. I think they would all improve our squad. Callum Paterson's a weird one. I think he is almost the perfect player for this position. Just got a really unique, interesting spread of stats. He is a unique, interesting player. He's one of the true utility players in the Premier League at the moment. Obviously, that release fee thing isn't ideal. We'd have to renegotiate that almost straight away. But other than that, he's actually quite affordable. So I think we just have to take the risk on that. Hopefully he doesn't have an incredible season, just a fairly good one. He's 25 years old, so I don't know if we'd have too much interest in for him. Druisi or Origi. Origi, we were looking at the full transfer. I think his salary is going to be way too high for us anyway. We can't afford that. So Druisi on the loan. That would work. And then one of either Fabry or Adrian, or we maybe wait it out. Let me know what you think in the comments about all of them. Hope you enjoyed the transfer only episode. Where are we now? So we are mid-July. So we've got a fair amount of time before we get into the Champions Cup, which I guess we can do in the next episode. Juventus, Marseille and Bayer Leverkusen is the only thing that stands between us. And hopefully a little bit of extra cash. And then we'll be into August, so we've got a fair amount to play before the end of the transfer window. So it's going to be 2 episodes at least. This one was a transfer-only episode, but next time we will have some games. So let me know what you think of the transfers we've lined up and how we are looking in general, where we need to strengthen, what are the mistakes I'm making. And then, we'll next episode, we might try and play all 3 if we can. I guess you do play them all, don't you? It's not a knockout. And hopefully some of them will be played with new players. Let me know in the comments who those should be. And then I guess the episode after that, we'll start the season. Big game to start the season. Away at Spurs. That's going to be a real test. Especially with all the new players coming in. And then we go back to Swansea against the old foe. So, yeah. Very exciting times ahead. Join me in the next episode. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I'll see you in a bit.